Hi, this is a presentation about two very important topics in the 21st century, which are racism and skin color. Also discussing a very significant figure who undergoes racial discrimination impacting our community with his death 2 years ago, George Floyd. To begin with, who is George Floyd? He was born on the 14th of October in 1973. His occupation was a rapper, truck driver, and security guard. He is also a black citizen in the United States of America who was killed for racism at the age of 46 on May 25, 2020, by a white police officer in Minneapolis, America. Moving on to the event of George Floyd's death on May 25, 2020. While Floyd was sitting in a car with two other passengers, suddenly a police officer forcibly removed Floyd from the car and handcuffed him. Floyd was murdered by Derek Chauvin, a white Minneapolis police officer, who pressed his knee to Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds consistently, while Floyd was handcuffed with his face down in the street. More importantly, George Floyd followed all police protocols and did not resist. George Floyd's last words were, "I can't breathe," due to his neck being pressed down, blocking his air pathway, which he repeated 28 times until he could not resist anymore and passed away. Why is George Floyd's death significant, you may ask? That is due to it resulting in a global protest movement against historic racism and police brutality. In the United States, protests of racial injustice in the mid-2020s were the largest since the civil rights movement, which occurred in the 1960s, and gave way widespread to civil unrest. What changed after his death, you may ask? In the aftermath of Floyd's murder, activists and civil rights leaders nationally rallied around calls to defund the police. In response, some communities took action reducing police funding and also funneling resources toward mental health supports. Black Lives Matter, or BLM for short, is a decentralized political and social movement that seeks to highlight racism, discrimination, and racial inequality experienced by Black people. Its primary concerns are incidents of police brutality and racially motivated violence against Black people. In conclusion, George Floyd is a very important figure to our community today. After his murder, protests against police brutality, especially towards Black people, quickly spread across the United States and globally. His dying words, "I can't breathe," became a rally crying. Miriam Jerningham said that George Floyd for Black people was a reminder of the history, of the consistency, and of the pervasiveness. Black Lives Matter became one of the largest events or protests in the 21st century, focusing on incidents of police brutality and racially motivated violence against Black people. Thank you. This was a short presentation about George Floyd and the tragic event that happened to him, taking his life away at the age of 46.
Created using Powtoon.